we talk about tech quite often on this podcast, but I did want to touch on streaming boxes today because that. What perpetuated me to go down this path was that Google had announced that they're going to replace the Chromecast with a brand new device called the Google TV Streamer, which is more along the lines of an Apple TV or a set-top box that is a bit more powerful, does the app thing, etc., etc. And the one thing I did want to sort of touch on with this is that I thought there was still a place for the Chromecast. Why they had to get rid of the Chromecast? They could have just kept it there for $30 or whatever, and had this other version if they wanted to have the other version. But before we get into that, the one thing I did want to say was, we talk about device usage and how often to use your device, etc. I find that, at least with because I've got an Apple TV here, and I actually find that that's the device that's like the sleeper in terms of usage. It's actually probably my most used device, funny enough. It's just that obviously I'm not sitting in front of the TV all the time. It's just that it'll have things on, could be streaming music, or it could be streaming podcasts. It could be doing anything, but it's on often a lot more than any of my other devices, as far as I can tell. So I find that in an era of streaming, having whether it's an Apple TV or even like I said, a Chromecast or this TV streamer that they're coming out with, that they're quite a handy device to have, just nestled behind your TV, plugged in where you don't even really see it.
Yeah, well, I'm absolutely, outraged, upset, or just resigned to the fact that this is the typical thing that Google does. Chromecast, apart from their search engine, is one of their few products that actually works. I've been a big Chromecast fan since Generation 1. I've got a Generation 1 and a Generation 3, and I think that they are actually fantastic. And now they're going to take them away from me. Well, good on you, Google. You're going to replace them with a box that isn't going to work as well as your little dongle. And, the thing about Google that I've always felt is, whether or not you're a big fan of what they do make everything accessible. And they do actually make it accessible at very reasonable, either free or very cost-effective levels. And they're just taking out the Chromecast and deciding that they're going to force everyone to a streaming box, and that's going to take on Apple, which is, I get it, and good on them, but there's still a place for the Chromecast. Although I would have to say now, Google TVs, I think, are starting to take that role, so maybe that's what's behind their decision.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think they could just have both. They've got the resources to maintain the continuity for all those devices. I mean, I feel like it's a shame too, because I was just in Hobart earlier in the week, and the hotel I was staying in had a Chromecast built into the back. You didn't see it. It just was an option on the screen. And it's just handy that you can just pick up your phone and then just start streaming stuff straight to it. And that the ease of that, I think, will be missed in terms of that.
100%, Ben. That's what's so great about the Chromecast. Once it's set up, it's so easy to, whether you've got an Apple phone or whether you've got an Android phone, you can connect to it and you can use it. And I get where they're going with their new box, but I really, the thing that I think probably really has me up in arms most is the fact that all it attempts to do is to drag us either further into the Google ecosystem or further into the Apple system if that's the way you go. And what it's doing is it's alienating people who just appreciate Google for being Google.
Absolutely. Where that's also a slight hint towards all you Pixel phone users as well.
I can honestly say I've never been a fan of the Pixel phone, but feel free. If we're wrong, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think we are, though.
No.